After 35 years, I finally returned to my roots, Odile says. Although her main goal was to find her birth mother, 14 years and nearly 10 trips after her first visit to Vietnam, she still has not succeeded. In 2023, Odile and her husband decided to settle in Vietnam to make the search easier.
Odin Dusat khi còn bé bên ba mẹ nuôi sinh sống tại thành phố Nice, Pháp. Ảnh, nhân vật cung cấp.
Odile Dussert as a child with her adoptive parents, residing in Nice, France. Photo courtesy of Odile. Odile Dussert was born Boi T Ton Kiat on May 11, 1974, according to her Vietnamese birth certificate. Her mother, Boi T Ne, gave birth at a hospital in Phu Quang Commune, Thursday Dao Mot Town, southern Binh Duong Province. When Kiat was 3 months old, her mother took her to the Viet Hoa orphanage in Cho Lan, District 5, Ho Chi Minh City. From that moment, she became an orphan. Before Vietnam's reunification on April 30, 1975, over 3,300 children, considered orphans or mixed race, were evacuated on flights as part of the U.S.'s Operation Babylift. The first flight met with a tragic accident on April 4, 1975, when a C-5A Galaxy aircraft carrying hundreds of children crashed, killing 153. Among the 175 survivors was Boi T Ton Kiat. After being treated for her injuries, Kiat was taken to San Francisco, U.S., before being transferred to Nice, southeastern France, where she was adopted by a construction engineer and his seamstress wife. Her adoptive parents named her Odile Dussert and provided her with love and educational opportunities. Throughout her childhood, Odile was the only Asian in her school and faced mockery and insults because of her appearance, especially her small eyes. When teachers were not around, she would be called lemon face, a derogatory term referencing her skin tone. Despite being an excellent student and consistently topping her class, she would cry sometimes to her parents, saying she did not want to go to school. Life is never easy, and you have to fight to reach the top, her adoptive father once told her. He explained how fortunate she was to survive the plane crash. "You must be strong because you carry the blood of a heroic nation." His words motivated her to return to school. She became more confident and no longer feared being teased. When children acted out of line, she bravely stood her ground. Only when she reached middle school did the racism cease. At 12, Odile's father became seriously ill. Before he passed away, she promised him she would become a lawyer to fight injustice of the sort she had endured. After her father's death, her family faced financial difficulties. To fulfill her promise to him, she juggled multiple jobs teaching, modeling, and bartending to finance her education. But over 12 years, she obtained 7 laureated degrees in France and across Europe.
Odin Dusat gặp lại vị sơ từng chăm sóc cô trong cô nhi viện tại thành phố Hồ Chí Minh, tháng 12 năm 2010.
Odile Dussert reconnected with the nun who had looked after her at the orphanage in Ho Chi Minh City in December 2010. Photo courtesy of Odile. When she turned 25, her adoptive mother gave her the adoption documents, including her birth certificate. She explained that she had withheld them earlier out of fear Odile might abandon her studies and return to Vietnam to search for her birth mother. From that point, Odile began researching Operation Babylift and the plane crash and connecting with Babylift children living in various countries. After trying in vain for more than a decade to gather information about her birth mother, Odile decided to return to Vietnam with the documents to search for more clues. In December 2010, after becoming a lawyer, Odile returned to her homeland for the first time. Using the address of the orphanage listed on her birth certificate, she met Blondine, a nun of the St. Paul, Delaware Chartres order, who had cared for her before she boarded the flight. The nun told her that her birth mother was very young, possibly underage, when she gave birth. However, other information in the birth certificate remained unclear. Even the mention of her mother's hometown, Phu Quang Commune, was uncertain as to whether it was really her hometown or just a temporary place of residence. Without getting much information from the nun, Odile visited the People's Committee of Phu Quang commune to inquire if anyone knew her mother, Boyitine. Officials there informed her that someone with that name had indeed lived in the commune, but she could get no further details. They asked Odile to leave her contact information and promised to inform her if they learn more. However, no call ever came, and the search hit a dead end. Seeing her struggle, many people advised her to be content with her life in France and stop searching for her mother. But I still want to find her, to know who I am and where I come from, Odile says. She also knows that it is never easy for a mother to give up her child, and so she has never harbored resentment. She hopes to meet her mother again regardless of the circumstances. In August 2011, during her second return to Vietnam, Odile brought multiple photocopies of her birth certificate and childhood photos, asking friends and the media for help in her search. She continued her search over the years, returning to Vietnam in 2012, 2016, and 2019. Since starting this journey to find my mother, I have considered myself a citizen of this country. Despite spending most of her life in France and not speaking her mother tongue, she felt a deep connection with Vietnam and its people.
Odile và mẹ nuôi người Pháp trong một lần gặp mặt, tháng 1202. Ảnh, nhân vật cung cấp.
Odile and her French adoptive mother before she relocated to Vietnam. Photo courtesy of Odile. At the end of 2023, to facilitate her search for her family, Odile and her husband moved to the ancient town of Hoi An. In May 2024, she obtained Vietnamese citizenship and plans to bring her 93-year-old adoptive mother to live with her once immigration processes are completed. Now 50, Odile continues her daily search for information about her birth mother, knowing that with time, memories fade and her chances of finding her family diminish. But she remains determined to see her journey through to the end. As a lawyer, I believe the importance of this search lies not just in the outcome, but in the journey toward fulfilling your dreams.